We welcome LSU to the stage. Congratulations to the Tigers. Student athletes, we have Samaya Smith, Anissa Morrow, Michaela Williams, Cheyenne Day Wilson, and Kaylin Gilbert. We'll open it up to with an opening statement from Coach, and then
I'll have one.
okay, we'll go ahead and direct it questions to student athletes. Just a reminder, if you identify yourself, if you raise your hand, and we'll get a microphone to you, and speak clearly into the microphone, that'll be helpful. And if you can direct questions to specific student athletes, that's also awesome. Questions for LSU student athletes?
Michael Cobble, WBRZ TV in Baton Rouge. Anissa, just that performance, and you've been great all postseason, but this one, how much of this was about not going home and kind of extending your college career?
Nobody likes to lose. So I talked to my teammates in the huddle, and I told them we got to take our matchups personally. We have to be able to dominate, and we have to be able to make defensive stops, and we did that towards the end of the game.
Nancy Armour, USA Today Sports. Kaylin, can you take us through that block? Because that really seemed to shift the momentum. And any of your teammates, what was that like? How did that change things for you all from there on out?
I'm not even gonna lie, like she was cooking me. So, yeah, she had me beat on that play, and I just saw that she brought the ball in front of me a little bit, so I went up and got it, and then Shy chased it down, and we pushed the ball up. So, yeah.
Jaden Smith, KLSU Sports. Michaela, you guys went down 64-69, and then after that, you just seemed to hit like a different gear, like a switch, both offensively and facilitating the ball. What just clicked there from that point?
I think it's what Nee said. She got in the huddle and told us that this was not going to be her last game. So that's just me playing and not wanting it to be my last game, not wanting it to be her last game. So I think that's just a little bit of heart and a little bit of luck that them shots finally started to fall at the end of the game.
Hi, Bella Munson from The Next. I wanted to ask about the fan support that you're seeing out here quite far from Louisiana, particularly Anissa and Michaela. Michaela, I saw you go celebrate in front of the fans with Flage. Anissa, you blew a couple different kisses at different times to the fans. Could you just talk about how the fans have supported you and what those sort of interactions mean to you?
Before I got here, I never had a fan base like this before. And honestly, the love and support that I got from the fans when I first came on my visit, that's exactly why I came here. You get to see they travel. They care about you more than just a player. It's more of a person as well. They send you long paragraphs after the game if something go on and be like, you got this, and just how much that they see the growth in you as a person and how much you mature. Like, they really watch us and they really support us, and it's good for someone to not only care about you as an athlete but as a person.
It's broke.
Microphone here.
Oh, it's there. Yeah, like I was saying, they're like our sixth person on the court. Like, just knowing that they have our back going into the game when we're down, they still have our back. Like, I know y'all are in there and y'all hear that LSU, like that really drives us to want to win the game, and just knowing that they've traveled this far, and also just seeing my dad in the crowd. He hasn't missed one game since I've been in college, so just seeing his sacrifice just makes me go that 10 times harder.
Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. Anissa, you said that in that huddle you told your teammates to take their matchups personally. I'm just curious, is that a mentality that you've always carried throughout your basketball playing days?
I feel like if the person that I'm guarding or defending scores the same amount of points as me, we even out. Like, I didn't perform that night, and that's kind of how I feel. So it's about dominating your opponent and your matchup, and nobody want to lead a game like what KG said, like, oh, she cooked me and we lost. Like, that's something that make you not want to, like, you can't sleep at night after those games where you know that you should have won, and you can pay attention to details while you have the game in your hands.
Anissa, I was just wondering, you talked about some of the sacrifices that your parents made. Just how fulfilling is it that you continue to show out on like the biggest stage?
I'm honestly just overall grateful. My parents have been through a lot of stuff, and I've been through a lot of stuff. I've seen things that I shouldn't have seen. I've been in crossfire. I've been through it all. Like honestly, being on the South Side, and the sacrifices that they've made for me. I go out and I not only on the court but off the court. I'm a student athlete, and I make sure that I take care of my grades academically. And I just never want them to worry about anything. I never take anything for granted, an opportunity or anything. So just coming out here working hard every day is just giving my thanks to them.
Cam McCann, Associated Press. Samaya, last time you guys played this Wolfpack team, you didn't score, but tonight, amazing game. You had the team's first 6 points, and you came down big down in that end stretch of the game. What were you feeling today, and how did your performance today, change from last time?
I think we played them in like November, so I was, still trying to get my feet under me after being out last year. But I mean, it's March. People come to hoop, so I mean, when you hoop, you just hooping. But I mean, just play my role, do my part.
Yeah, if I could get a little bit more on that, Samaya and Michaela. Just, last week, Flau'jae said it's going to take 8, right? And obviously, she didn't have her best game tonight, but you guys picked everybody up down the stretch. I guess how much of that was understanding that it's time for you to perform your part, late in the game and make this happen? If we could start with Samaya.
I would say I think they've been waiting on it all year, really. But again, just playing my role, doing what they need me to do defensively or offensively. Lately, it's been scoring a couple buckets, so I mean that's been good.
I think that's just what a team is. Obviously, Flau'jae didn't have her best shooting night, but she was still an amazing leader. She still kept us together in the huddle. She told us what she saw on the sideline. So even though she wasn't there presently on the court, she was still there in our ear, still supporting us, still backing us up and having our back. So I think that's just a testament to the type of person that she is, and also the type of team that we have and the type of chemistry and the bond that we have.
Emma Bachelari, Sports Illustrated. Anissa, offensive rebounds are obviously a big part of your game, but 9 of them tonight. You all as a team doubled second chance points over NC State. How much of that ties into that idea of taking things personally, and how much did it mean to get those?
A lot of them was off missed shots. I missed a lot of shots around the basket, chippy baskets, but I still have to be able to make an impact offensively when my shots are not going in. That's going up and being able to react and get another rebound. But also just being dominant in the post. Like, that was our goal for this game, to dominate the post, to get a lot more rebounds in them, and to be able to score inside as well.
We have time for 2 more questions for student athletes.
Bella Munson from The Next again. Cheyenne, you didn't score today, but you had some big assists and those big stops at the end. In terms of the end of the game, what were you thinking when you got the stop, then the turnover, then the stop again, and how does that sort of relate to how you see your role on this team?
It's just, it's bigger than, the game is bigger than scoring the ball. And I felt like this year just taught me that, there's other ways you can impact the game, whether that's on the defensive end. And I feel like, a lot of people don't see that, it's just in their head, it's all about scoring. But I felt like I just did my part, and I didn't want to hurt my team today. And, I took on the best matchup, and I took it real personal. So, my teammates have my back, and, it's just not about scoring for me.
One more question.
Kevin Pelton, ESPN.com. Samaya, did it sort of feel like you were picking up where you left off against Florida State? And I think at one point it was like 15 consecutive made field goals.
A little bit, especially confidence-wise. But I mean, again, my teammates are encouraging me, pushing me. So having them helps a lot. But I mean, it's March. Nobody wanted to go home, so I'm just doing what I can to help us win.
All right, we'll say thank you to the LSU student athletes, and when they've left the stage, we'll open it up to questions for Coach. Thank you, guys. Questions for Coach Mulkey?
Hi, Schaefer Murray, Washington Sports Network. Coach, third straight Elite Eight. What's this particular one mean to you with this group of girls?
I think there's 5 in our locker room that have never been to a Sweet 16. So they certainly haven't been to an Elite Eight, and that's what excites you as a coach, is having players experience something for the first time. And you don't take it for granted. You just don't. And we made plays down the stretch. We made some bad plays down the stretch, but we made plays down the stretch to pull it out and win. And it means we did some good stuff.
Kim, Nancy Armour with USA Today Sports. What did you see on Kaylin's block? And she said she was getting cooked, but that seemed to really flip the energy for you all.
Well, I'll tell you this great story about KG. When she came to visit, we brought her in out of the portal, and Coach Starkey and I sat down in my office. And if you know anything about me, I'm going to be real and honest with you, and sometimes people can't handle the honest truth. But I feel like if you bring in transfers, you better be real honest with them and tell them ahead of time what your expectations are. And our not entire conversation, but the majority of our conversation was defense. We had watched her on film and told her the way she performed defensively wasn't going to fly at LSU. You're never going to see the floor. So if you commit to defense, we know what you can do offensively. But I'll never forget this. This is one of those moments in your coaching career. She sat up in her chair and she leaned over toward me and she said, "Coach, now I'm just going to be honest." I said, "Well, that's would be a good place to start." She said, "I've never worried about the defensive end because I've always thought I'm going to get it back for you on the offensive end." Now, I know that's the mentality of probably every player. But for her in that moment to say that allowed me to let her know, you're going to have to play defense here. And to watch her own ball defense every day in practice get better and better, and then to watch her, like she said, she was getting beat off the dribble there, make a defensive play, it's only fitting that we talk about that in this game.
Hey, Kim. Chantel Jennings with The Athletic. You guys have been in a lot of close games this season. You haven't won all of them, but you've won most of them. And I'm curious, is there something within teams that are able to close out those close games late, like an edge or a mentality, or someone like Anissa who's taking it personally? Like, what's the thread through those teams?
This has been a team that's won a lot of close games. I mean, from the very beginning of the season. I think part of it is seniors. Another part of it is leaders, your leadership, your captains. And the third part of it is competitors. Got some competitors. And it was really hard for us not to have Flage on that floor, but she was seeing double. She got hit in the eye area, and they wouldn't let her go back in. And she continued in the timeouts to point things out on the coaching board and to say things to her teammates, and that's a sign of a leader. So I think all these close games, it benefits us to have been in them. I don't like them particularly. I'd like to relax on that sideline and let them, relax. But when you get to this level, there's too many good teams.
Hi, Coach. Isabel Gonzalez, CBS Sports. I noticed that after the game, you spent some time with the NC State players and kind of comforted them. So I was just wondering why you thought that was important to do, and if possible, could you share some of the messages you gave them?
Well, one of them I know personally, Maddie Cox. Her older sister won a national championship for me at Baylor. So I've watched that young lady since she was Maddie's 10, 12 years old. And she had a good game today. I know that family very well. And what I said to her was, this is the part of the game none of us like, Maddie. Get your head up. She took it hard. Sanaya Rivers, just told her what a great player she was. I've been through that line when you've lost, and I think the world of Wes Moore. There's certain coaches in your profession you don't like coaching against because either they're really, really good, and he is as a coach, but he's a really good man. And I just told him that. I said, you're just a good man, Wes, and you're a heck of a coach.
Jaden Smith, KLSU Sports. This is Samaya's second straight game with 20 points, 10 rebounds. Is it safe to say that it's a big four now? Is this something that you're looking for her to, display from here on out?
I would say Samaya is playing very confident, and Samaya is quietly just doing her job and somewhat doing everybody else's job too. When we'd get beat tonight on dribble penetration and they would come off that screen at the top, she altered shots, she blocked shots, she got rebounds. She's just becoming more comfortable. She's had 2 knee surgeries, and she's coming off that, and it takes time. And I think with Samaya, you get a clearance from a doctor that you're good to go, but it's above here. It's above here that you have to take your time and let it happen. And I just think she's just playing very, very good basketball right now.
Anissa, keeping y'all in the game, the performance. She's been so reliable, but she was extraordinary tonight.
Well, I was actually disappointed she didn't have 20 rebounds. No. That kid's she just works. I mean, she's an undersized post player in there battling bigger girls, demanding the ball, guarding on the perimeter. We only hit 3 threes tonight, so for you WNBA scouts, I think she lit it up from out there. I think they forget she can shoot the 3 ball because that's all she did when she was at DePaul. But for us, it's not needed. So when she hit those 2 threes, I thought, okay, Nice has got it going on tonight. Now, she missed some, but she's just one you want on your team. She just is one of those kids that she plays that hard in practice every day. Sometimes you put her on the side because it's like, Nice, this is one of those days where you can take a deep breath.
Did you get word about Flauger's status potentially going forward? Is she going to be evaluated at all with the vision?
I haven't been told she's can't play. I didn't see it. I don't know if she got poked in the eye, hit on the. I don't know. I just know I was getting ready to put her back in the game, and I turned around. They said they won't let her go back in the game because she's seeing double vision a little bit. So we just went with Miracle defensively and KG offensively. But I haven't asked. They haven't come up to me, all worried or anything like that. So, yeah, I anticipate she'll be good to go.
All right. Thank you, Coach.